afternoon, people. How you doing? Everybody doing? Thomas Hitman, and welcome to the Thomas Hitman Hearns Show. I'm here today. We're gonna be just talking a little bit about uh, a few different things, and we hope that we hear something that you really like. And if you really want to talk about something, you have an idea in your mind, give us a call. Let's give us a call 313-778-7600. So today we have a special guest for us today, and would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, Tommy. My name is Anwar Williams. I own Hyperion Capital, and basically what we do is we help people get business loans, business lines of credit, equipment for their businesses, and in addition to that, we help them if they're not qualified right away. We help them credit-wise or any type of business consulting to get them in a position to get the funding or whatever it is that they need for their business.
Okay, so you can help us help a person start a credit line, and help also. Is it also a process where you can help them pay it off, pay the credit off?
Yes, absolutely. So the thing is with credit, it's kind of like a fingerprint. You know, everybody's profile is totally different. You know, so whether it's student loans or someone has child support issues that they're behind in, maybe it's credit cards, repossessions, foreclosures. It's trying to help the customer understand like what it means and for them not to get discouraged, because oftentimes people get very discouraged when life happens. If they lose a car, they lose a house or anything like that. And we're just here to kind of help them understand like the ways in which they can kind of fix it, and so they can kind of move on and continue to, you can still do what you want to do even though you've had these setbacks.
Even though you have bad credit, you can do what you want to do.
Absolutely.
I don't know. That's a little difficult. That's a difficult thought for the average person, I guess, because the person people want to have good credit, but they don't do what they're supposed to do in order to have good credit. I mean, to have good credit, you got to have first of all, you need a great job, so you pay your credit line off, and some people don't think about that. They just start getting the money, using money, and then when time to pay it back, they go, oh, one thing, how am I gonna do this?
Yeah, you absolutely right. I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. And a lot of us, especially in the black communities, we no one really taught us about finances and credit and what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So most of us, when we turn 18, we get in college, or that's when it usually happens.
Right.
You know, or when you get around 21 years old, you can drink, you're driving now. And
but you also have a responsibility when you're 21 years old.
Yes, absolutely. So you're getting these credit cards, you're getting this money, but you don't really understand, why do you really have credit? Is it just to buy consumer goods or to get a car? You know, oftentimes credit can be a huge leverage for an individual.
Right.
It can leverage you into a great
business. What do you think would be the parent fault to teach their kids about credit, about how to go out and start a good, positive life and have good credit?
Yeah, absolutely. You know,
home training, right?
It is. But even your parents can only take you so far.
Right. I understand that. But, you know, so some people don't even want their parents in their business.
Yeah. And even a lot of times parents, they're sincere in trying to help, but a lot of times maybe they just know getting a mortgage and getting a car note.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what you use credit for, and there's so many other things that you can do.
Yeah, but I think that point there is get a mortgage and get a car note is very, very great business sense to know to start out, because
Right.
if you understand that you have to pay your car note or pay your mortgage off, then you understand that if you get a credit line, you got to pay the rest of those things off too. Because if you don't pay them off, you lose them. and then you have even a bigger bill.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what get a lot of us in trouble. And unfortunately, social media, as you know now, is huge. When we came up, there was no Facebook and Instagram and all these things. So now everybody kind of feels this obligation that they have to show something. They gotta show what they drive, and they gotta show the type of clothes that they wearing. And so people get caught up in that, and then they not realize that those bills are due on the back end, so when Christmas time comes around and you're getting all these presents and you're showing everything what you bought for your kids and this and that. Now when January, February come, reality sets in, and it's like, what am I supposed to do now?
I think that's not a difficult question that you're asking yourself. If you go out and get a loan or borrow money from someone, then you know you got to pay it off. That time will come. You got to pay it off. And all of a sudden you're going to say, well, no, where we get the money from? Where you thought you were going to get the money from when you borrowed the money?
Yeah.
The money is not just going to appear. Oh, you need me, here I am, right? It's not going to appear like that. You got to have a way of how you going to pay the person off before you even borrow the money. If you can't, you have a good way of paying that person, don't borrow the money, because you're putting yourself in a very bad predicament.
Yeah, and that happens, and so there's a lot of great people, especially a lot of great young people now that wants to be entrepreneurs. They got great business ideas, but then an idea is just an idea. So how do you take that idea and make it more concrete and make it real to where you can be successful?
Right.
And then that's where we come in, is to help you do that, because you can have all these great ideas, but if you get a business loan for $50,000, $75,000, how can you make the most out of that money? How can you set your business model up so where you have money and revenue coming in so you can sustain your business? Because 90% of businesses don't last over 3 years. And most of that's because of planning and poor planning and lack of capital. Either you get the money and you don't know what to do with it, or you can't get access to the money.
Yeah, that's a pretty difficult thought. I was putting heavy in your mind that, hey, now that I have this money, how will I pay it back? Those are questions you should ask yourself before you go out to apply for the loan. I mean, you already have good credit to start off. That's where you get the loan. And all of a sudden, you never planned on how you're going to pay money back, and you're worried money coming from to pay it back, then that's a problem. That's a huge problem. And a lot of people don't think about that before they go out and make the investment, saying, oh, hey, I'm going to give me a loan, and I'm going to do this with the money, I'm going to do that with the money. But when it comes to pay it back, how I'm paying it back, I ain't thinking about how I'm going to pay it back.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a two-edged sword, because I run into a lot of people, they have been somewhat successful in their businesses. Maybe they own a small Coney Island, or a chicken spot, or maybe a barbershop, a salon, and they've kind of did it from the grassroots, just bare knuckles.
Yeah.
And it's somewhat successful, but if they were to, get more capital, then they could make it even bigger. So then you got those people that's scared to get funded, because it's like they kind of feel like, man, I'm scared, I don't know what to do with all this money. Then you got people who they can actually get the money, and then they're very reckless with their investment, and so you got the
spending habits get too large.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all of a sudden they're in the same problem as somebody else may be in, that didn't have really the money to put it out there. Now you have the money. You had the money, and you messed it up. You blew it. Now you don't have the money to pay your bills off. Now what did you do? You have to go out and get a job or something. Now start working to pay your bills off.
Yeah, and you mentioned job, and I would say that entrepreneurs who are, especially young entrepreneurs, people that's just getting started, I've never been a person to be like, go quit your job, stop working for the man, and just go out on your own. You know, it's
Well,
like you have to
sense
be
is that?
balanced. You
What-
know, it's no rush to quit your job.
Right.
You know, keep your job. You know, save up, keep saving up. Maybe you want to get maybe 6 months to a year, or your bills and everything paid. Then when you got some savings and you got something to fall back on,
Right.
then perhaps, you know, you can start considering, you know, going, you know, all in on 100% of your business. You know.
That's very true. I like that. And that's something I think that more people should take in consideration before they step out there and get this big bill problems on their hands, and then all of a sudden they can't pay them.
Yeah, and Tommy, to be honest, I think a lot of the problems is just like emotional and mental issues, because a lot of people, they're out to prove somebody wrong. So if your parents say, you know, I'm gonna start rapping, or I'm gonna be an R&B singer, or, you know, I'm gonna get into esports, or I'm gonna do this or that, they might think, oh, that's a stupid idea. So it's like now they feel like I gotta hurry up and prove this person wrong. You know, so now you're doing way too much just to shut somebody up and prove somebody wrong, and you're only hurting yourself. So really, a lot of the business is just freeing your mind emotionally and mentally, and not worrying about the outside and what people think and what's going on in your own mind. You got to kind of stick to what's practical.
I believe myself that people should stay in their comfort zone,
right,
and don't step out of it, because when you step out of your comfort zone, you make things more difficult for yourself, and you're already having problems already. So once you step out of the comfort zone, then you create a bigger problem, and then you really don't know what to do or how to react from that. And that causes an even greater problem for yourself, that you may never get up out of that problem, solve that problem at all.
Yes, absolutely. So, you know, one of the things we do at Hyperion Capital is we want to sit down and we want to talk to people exactly what is it they're trying to do, what goals are you trying to accomplish. Is your business, is it more like, you know, if it's nonprofit, if you're just really trying to help people, or if you're really more about just trying to just make money and that's it. It's really just, you know, being more forthcoming about what your intentions are for starting a business, and what is you trying to do.
Let me ask you a question. What kind of people that you can go to Hyperion Capital?
Yeah, Hyperion Capital, yes.
Can go there and can actually get along. What's the requirement? What you have to do?
Well, I mean, there's various things. Everybody's situation is different.
Just say that I'm a young person, and I'm not making that much money, but I have something I like to do, and if I need a loan to start this business, just say I need a loan of $4,000 or $5,000.
Okay, and that's very practical. So what I would suggest for a young person is not go to the bank, because if you're 21, 22 years old, a bank, they're not going to give you money for business. So people just think bank institutions is the only way you can get a business loan. Mm-hmm. There are what's just called private lenders, and there's hundreds of private lenders that have programs for people, and they don't have as much requirements.
How you find them?
Oh man, they everywhere. They all over Google.
You go to Facebook or something like that?
Oh, you can go on Google. I mean, you can go on social media sites, LinkedIn, and there's plenty of companies like, you know, Lending Tree is an example, and there's several lending programs out there, and because with banks they have more requirements. Mm-hmm. Okay, they want you to have money in the bank, you know, no negative balances on your account. You know, they want you to have, you know, great credit score for a long period of time. They want you to have an established business. It's so many variables. But with private lending, oftentimes it's just based on your credit. So even if you don't have any money, you don't really have a lot going on, if you have a good credit score, then you can get funding that way and through non-traditional lending.
Just all good credit score. But how do you occur a good credit score?
There's a lot of ways. First of all, you have to have what's called positive credit. Mm-hmm. You know, so all
And
credit
positive
is
money, a little money up front, right?
positive credit is just making payments over time. You know, it's ability to make payments over time.
If you're young, you never done that before. You don't have that. You don't have a positive credit line.
Mm-hmm.
So what other way can a young person really start credit?
Well, realistically, if you've been making payments, even for a year, you know, if you've been making, you know, consecutive payments. So let's say a young person, they may get a credit card at Macy's,
Mm-hmm.
or they may get something, or they may get a small Visa card or a MasterCard or something like that. And you want to keep your balance low. So let's say they start you off with $1,000. You want to keep your balance under 30%. So you want to show the lenders that if they're going to give you money, you're not going to use all of it. You're just only using maybe 1/3 of what they give you. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then out of that 1/3, you want to make those payments every single month. So let's say I get it this month, February 2019. So around February 2020, that's about 12 months of making payments consistently every single time that payment's due. Whether it's, you know, and by having that low balance, you're going to have lower payments. $20 a month, $30. That's more doable. But if you get this card and now, you go buy some Supremes or some Off-Whites with it, you know, so now you've used all your credit cards. Now your payment's going to be $175, $200 a month, which is one thing, a tire going out, got to get an alternator,
right.
You know, something happens. Now you can't make your credit card payment, and now you're 30 days late, and now it's a ding on your credit. Yeah. So it's just keeping things very small and manageable at the beginning to put yourself in a position to get that lending.
Right. I mean, that's good knowledge, but you know, when you're young, you don't think like that.
Yeah, it's hard.
Your thought is totally different when you're a young person, because it's so hard. It's so hard as a young person. We're gonna have to go to a break, so we'll come back and finish talking. Thank you.